Recording.
Well, looky there, we have some blue sky. This is BtheRider PA. Out for another wonderful afternoon in the riding in the rain. So, as you ride around, you always let your mind wander and see what you're thinking about. You know, pick up different topics. And what started you riding motorcycles? I can tell you my story. Hey, what spurred this on? Well, about 20 years ago, actually I rode bikes in California in the early 80s. And I really didn't get that deep into it. I got a small bike to get back and forth to work. And it was cheap transportation. And that's about as far as it got. I spent the next couple of years running back and forth, but I never got rid of my motorcycle license. I kept it. I was in different states and I transferred my license, but hey, they transferred my motorcycle license, so I just kept it. It wasn't going to get rid of it. It wasn't like some places didn't cost nothing. So back in the 90s, late 90s, I decided I was going to ride motorcycles. And I got a buddy and a couple other buddies there, and we all decided to go to the course. Because in Pennsylvania, believe it or not, we're the only state that it's free to attend. If you're a Pennsylvania resident, you can take the motorcycle safety course for free. It's a 15-hour course. You don't need a motorcycle. It's you got a bike. All you need is a long sleeve shirt, tennis shoes, and or boots and gloves. And they give it at different places around the state. You can find it on the internet. It's no big deal. So I took the course, passed the course. Well, one nice thing about the course is it gives you 10% off on your insurance. And a lot of people don't realize this too. If you're a member of a group, something that gives you a membership card, not just any group, something that gives you a membership card, like Hog, Yamaha Owners Group, Gold Wing Riders, Southern Comfort, Cruisers. There's numbers of groups that are riding groups because there's safety in numbers. It actually drops your insurance by 10%. The other thing about the motorcycle safety course is you have to do it every 5 years. Or I think it's 3. Maybe it is 3 or 5. And then you can lose your 10% if they bother with it or not. But if they ask you, if they don't ask for proof, whatever, either way you're saving 10%. So that'd be 20% off on your insurance to go to a course and be a member of a group. Depending on what you're paying, say like Hog National's only $49 a year, that might be behow you to do that. Amongst the other things you might get for like towing service, they give you, well, I don't do the map no more, that's stopped. You get patches and things like that, and they have Hog events, which you can be informed on the Hog webpage and so forth. So, I mean, it is what it is. I don't try to make it more than what it is. It's a riding group. So, but getting back to starting riding motorcycles, so I decided I was going to ride a bike. So I went down to a local Harley shop, which also sold Hondas, and I bought a BLX 600. Well, it's a little 4-speed bike, and I rode from 22 miles to work one way on that little bike, and I worked night shift. So yay, it was fun in the summer, but boy, I didn't like it in the winter. So it didn't last long. And I started doing bike trips and riding to different places. I needed to get a bigger bike. That one was cheap. It was like $3,000 or something. And I paid that off and bought a Honda Spirit, which was I think it was a 1100cc cruiser bike. But I didn't have it very long, but I got it a summer or two. But I was touring with it. I was going on bike trips and camping. So it's interesting what you can stick on a motorcycle with bungee cords. Because imagine, this was 20 years ago. So we didn't have cameras like we do and all this other stuff. We didn't have any of this. We had, we used a tarp, and I had a little 3-man tent. I still have. I don't know if I had it that long. I had a couple other bigger tents, but I run that for summer, and that was just too small. So I had an old lady, so I needed a bigger bike. So I ended up going down and buying a Yamaha Venture. So it was a little bit bigger, well, a lot bigger. And my one friend I rode with was into trailers, taking bike trailers. And eventually I bought a trailer and hauled all that stuff with that, and the wife did all that and went riding. And we toured like that for a while. And then in '09, I was in Daytona, and my one friend went to get a tattoo, and I was at the Rossmeyer Harley Davidson, and they said we were looking at the bikes and stuff, and I had looked, that was in March. In January, I go to the Cleveland Bike Show, and I looked at the Yamaha, and they didn't do anything to it. It's been the same bike for 10 years. It wasn't fuel injected. They did no upgrades to it. They didn't change the bike. Where at the Harley, at least it had I think it had CD player at the time, and it was fuel injected now. It wasn't as big a motor, but the amount of accessories that Harley makes for their bikes is just phenomenal. If you can't get it one way, you can get it another, and then all the aftermarket people make tons of stuff. So anyhow, make a little shorter story. So I went ahead and traded in my Yamaha, and I bought that Harley. And I've bought Harley since. So I've thought about an Indian, but I need a touring bike. I do not like the front of the Indian. I like the new Challenger, but it doesn't come in a touring model. If they come in with a touring model, that's a tempt. I like Harleys because I like Harley Owners Group. You can meet other people in it, but the dealers don't seem to be as enthusiastic, and nobody wants to do it anymore. Nobody wants to put the effort in. Nobody wants to work them. It takes volunteers for that stuff to work, and commitment. And people just don't have the commitment to do this stuff anymore. There's too many other things to do, I guess. But in either case, if that changes, great. If you ride a Harley, and you should get involved with your local Harley Davidson riding group. They need younger people. Older people tend to get in, and it gets quagmired, and they tend to do dinner rides, and that's about it. They don't do any trips. They don't plan anything out for that. They do it that way. Some shops get involved, and it's really nice. They're involved, and they do stuff with the chapters, but some don't. But either way, it's up to the owners, because it's basically you're owned by Harley Davidson itself, or to the dealership's choice. So they have the rules are the rules. So, but anyhow, so I ended up getting on Harley, and then I've been on Harley since. Now, why I changed? Like I said, I don't know. To me, it's riding a bike. I like riding a bike. If it gives me everything I want, then that's what I want. Since I tour, and I don't look like I'm going to stop touring for quite a while still, it's got to do what I want it to do. I like having a GPS, like my stereo, all these things. That's pretty. Nice old bridge. History. So, we'll see. But right now I'm still on this one. I like my color, and I really don't want to change out and drop it. So we're sticking to it. And that's all she said to it. So we're going to stick with this. But anyhow, beautiful country ride through here. I'm not that far. I got like 6 more miles to my destination. And it's a nice little ride to the back. We put on the GPS no highway. So I've been staying on secondary roads pretty much. And no major highways, no toll roads. So we had a lot of rainstorms, but it's not bad now. The rain quit. It's still chilled. It's pretty cool. I'm at like 69 degrees, but it's nice. And it's a nice ride through the country. But that's my thought on like what got me riding motorcycles. I've been stuck on it since, and this is what I do for fun constantly. Most people have multiple choices in what they do, and I pretty much ride motorcycles. All I do is think about riding motorcycles. Actually, this morning I was planning routes on Harley Ride Planner this morning for a fall foliage ride next month. So it is, well, actually 2 months. I'm planning out for 2 months ahead. We're looking about next year what we're going to do already. We'll set those in stone come January, February, in that time frame. So whether people go with me or not, doesn't matter. My wife rides, we go, we have fun. We like to travel and see things. We can do it, so that's what we do. And you don't have to be worry about social distancing most of the time. And somebody's always out there to ride with, believe me. All right, anyways, thanks for watching. Look at that tunnel. Ain't that cool? This is why we take back roads. Exactly this. Something you would not see at home. But anyways, thanks for watching. Keep the rubber side down and the shiny side up. You know what I say? This is BtheRider PA, PRP, and I'm out.